everybody. So in this video today I'm going to talk you through Pigeon Pose. Pigeon Pose is a very strong, deep hip opener. So what I would suggest if you're new or if you're probably quite tight in the hips, if you're doing again a lot of running, cycling, repetitive kind of exercises, then definitely grab a cushion, yoga blocks if you've got them. If not, like I said, cushions. It's just to have some support to make it more accessible. So again, like I said, the full version is very strong and not many people can do the full version. I'm still working on it. You need to be really, really open. So I would also say don't come straight into Pigeon Pose. You definitely need to really work on some external rotation, make sure you're nice and warm. I'm going to show you as a kind of preparation an alternative. So if you find Pigeon just isn't comfortable, especially knees, if you've got any injuries, anything going on, you want to be really careful with knees, I would suggest trying this first version first. Okay guys, so come down onto your back. So just get comfortable, take a moment again to lengthen out through the back of the neck. Bring the heel of each hand on each hip bone, and we'll just work on again just a little bit of external rotation. Just let one leg jump out and then switch in, trying again to keep those hips nice and level, nice and stable. Okay, and then from here we'll then place the right foot. So you can bring the foot and the ankle just off the edge of the left thigh, and we want to think of keeping that right foot nice and active, some energy there, and then without forcing, just use that right hand to gently again open up. So we're thinking of sending that right leg away. So that is essentially the angle in time in the full pigeon, which, like I said, is very strong. So this is a nice one just to kind of work with to start with. So you may be here if we're really tight in the hips. A progression is to perhaps use your block. You could rest the left foot on a block if we're not quite able to reach the hands behind the left thigh. Again, you could stay here for quite some time, really helping to open up, but obviously for the purpose of the video, we'll come to the other side. So left foot, again, just on the ankle, just off the edge of the right thigh. So we never press on the knee, it's just a gentle, we're not forcing, just a gentle help to ease that left leg out and away. Finding again that external rotation. Maybe again the right foot coming onto a block, or maybe we're here holding on behind that right thigh. So just tune into your breath. Let that breath just roll in and out through the nostrils. And we're not lifting the head, we want to keep that head down. Good. And then gently release. So ideally you'd hold that longer, but I'm just showing you as like an alternative, or again preparing the full pigeon. Okay, so let's give the full pigeon a go. Let's roll up to sitting. I quite like to come into this. It's good to come into it from your downward facing dog. So come onto your hands and knees, spread out your fingers, wrist underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Let's tuck the toes under, and then think of again sending the sitting bones up, and then either bending those knees, find that length. Maybe we're working with those legs straight. Let's inhale, lift that tailbone up, exhale, press the heels down. We'll now bring the left foot to the midline. Inhale, send your right leg up behind you. So this is three-legged dog. Try to square off the hips. And then as we bend that right leg, heel to the bottom, as you bring your right knee forward, we're going to bring it, again, just kind of behind that right hand. So the first thing I would say is try to have that right knee to the edge of your mat, so it's slightly out from the hip. And then we're gonna, rather than collapsing into the legs, I'd just like you to lift through the chest. So lift out of the fingertips, lift the chest up. And then we're going to check out that back left leg. So look over the left shoulder. Make sure it's not wandered out to the left. Tuck your toes under. Lift that knee off the floor. And imagine I've got hold of your foot. I'm gently sort of pulling it behind you. We release the toes. Press the left foot firmly into the mat. And then let's lift the chest. Find that length. We want to think of squaring off the hips. Okay, so initially, we're going to start with that heel quite close to the groin, nice and sort of safe for the knee. And then depending again how open you are, in time you can kind of heel toe the foot slightly further forward. Now what we want to avoid is this, rolling onto that right hip. So if that feels really quite strong for you, this is where I'd recommend using some support. So you could bring a cushion or a folded blanket and just place some support just underneath that right hip. And then continue to inhale and lift. Okay, so maybe if we're quite tight, that might feel enough. Also, if you really are struggling, another option is to kind of double support. You can slide the block underneath your left thigh. So just by being kind of double supported, that's quite a nice option too. Okay, otherwise, if we're all good here, we're going to inhale, and then as you exhale, we're going to just let the upper body of the torso straight forward, maybe coming onto your forearms. And again, just taking some time to breathe here, use that breath. As you exhale, again, think of releasing, letting go of tension. So maybe this is enough. Also really important is to always be mindful. So if you're feeling any pain whatsoever, I'd like you to come out. It just means we've gone too far and we're not going to get any benefit if we're trying to breathe through pain. We don't want that. It's much better to kind of ease off, like I said, work with that support or modifying on your back if you need to. If we're all good here, you could rest the head on your block and the arms come forward. And again, in this pose, it's good to maybe to start with, it might just be 5 to 10 breaths once you're in the pose, once you kind of found your edge, somewhere that's not too little, not too much, that kind of sweet spot. So really important again to recognize the difference between pain and discomfort. So discomfort, maybe muscular tension is what we're again focusing on to release. Okay, so as you start to ease out of it, we slowly come up again, we lift the chest. And then from here, we'll get ready again just to roll onto the right side, bring that left foot forward, and then crossing those legs. Again, you can just relax a little shake out. Okay, and then you would repeat that all on the left side. And it's not uncommon at all to kind of really notice differences, imbalances between the left and the right. I certainly have. So that's all part of the practice. So I hope again you find that useful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.